In this video, we'll be hunting a box of nickels. We'll be looking for any older nickels from before 1960, including war nickels, buffaloes, or anything older. We'll also be looking for any foreigns, proofs, heirs or varieties, or any other cool things we can find. We do have a couple enders. Roll 11, we have a 1956, and then roll 24, we have a 1942 that I'm 99% sure is not silver. So let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll 7, and we're going to have our first find, and it's from the 40s. It is a 1949 out of Philly. Roll 11 is our first ender, which is a 1956. I also see a foreign in the roll. So 1956 ender is from Denver. And then I see our first foreign, looks like it's going to be a Canadian nickel, and it's from 1986. Same roll, and we have one last find. It's a 1946 out of Denver. Next roll, and we have another Canadian nickel. Got two in a row. This one is another 1986. Next roll, and we have another find. This one is a 1954 from Denver. Roll 15, and we have a couple more finds. First is a 1941 out of Philly, which is the new oldest of the box. We also have a 1954 out of Denver in decent shape. Next roll, we have another 50s find. And this one is a 1952, minted in San Francisco. Roll 20, and we have a 1959 nickel, and it's a Denver. Roll 21, and we have another nickel from the 40s, and it's a 1941 out of Denver. Roll 23, and we have another 1952, San Francisco. And next roll is our 1942 ender, so we'll open that and see if there's anything else inside. Just opened roll 24 with the 1942 ender, and we're going to have a buffalo nickel. I'll pull out the 1942 after because I want to see the date of this, and it has a Denver mint mark. It's a 1937 Denver buffalo nickel. That's awesome. And then the 1942 ender, 99% sure it isn't silver, and it's not, and it's out of Philly, but 1937 buffalo nickel, that's an amazing find. Same roll, also had a couple of 50s finds. A 1957 and a 1958, both out of Denver. Next roll, roll 25 is the halfway point of the box. And we have another 1958 Denver. Roll 27, and we're going to have a silver. I noticed this dark colored edge, and I did already look at it, and it's a silver war nickel. So we have a buffalo and a silver in the same box. It's a 1945 San Francisco. This box is turning out good. Same roll as that silver, and we have another good find. It's a 1970S. They did make these in circulation strikes and proofs, and this one is a proof. I can tell because with the strike, there is full steps and all the details there, and there is still a slight mirror finish of the background. So this is 100% a 1970S proof, and that's a great find. Roll 28, and we have another foreign. It's going to be another Canadian nickel, and it's a 1994. Same roll, and we have another find. It's actually a coin right behind the Canadian nickel, and it's a 1957 out of Philly. Roll 34, a couple more older Jeffersons. First is a 1940 from Philly, and the next is a 1957 out of Denver. Roll 35, we have another find. This one's a 1949 out of Denver, and I already checked, it's not the D over S. Next roll, we have another nickel from the 40s and one from the 50s. 40s is a 1941 out of San Francisco, and the 50s is a 1954 Denver. Roll 42, and we have another 1957 out of Denver. Next roll, and we have a 1956 out of Denver in pretty good shape. Nickel box has been hunted, so let's go over the finds. We got 14 S-mints, 3 foreigns, all Canadian, 2 1986s, and a 1994. Did get that 1970S proof. I wiped it down. It looks a lot better, and it's a lot easier to tell that it's a proof. It's a pretty decent shape, actually, so that's pretty cool. Older Jeffersons, we got a pretty average amount. No key or semi-key dates. We did get this pretty nice 56 Denver, though. And then the 2 finds of the box, the 1937 Denver Buffalo Nickel, and the 1945S 35% silver war nickel. Overall, this was a great nickel box.